Oh, I'm sorry, Judge.
Yes?
May we have 1 minute to put something on the record?
Yes.
Good morning.
Mr. Conroy will do that.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you very much. I have here, and I am going to hand up to the court, another proposed order to show cause that we're asking the court to sign with another affirmation. If I may just have a minute or two to just quickly go through what's contained in there. Judge, I'm sorry, could I just hand up a thumb drive? This has full copies of some video clips that we have transcribed in the affirmation.
Handed.
We are asking the court to sign this order to show cause, to hold the defendant in contempt of this court's April 1st order, the order that has been, I issue previously in this case, for submitting 4 violations in the last 3 days, one on April 22nd. That violation was right outside the door to this courtroom in one of the defendant's press, whatever they are, conferences that he holds on his way in and out of court in the area that's set up for that purpose outside of the door. And what he said right after court on the 22nd was, "But they call the payments to a lawyer a legal expense in the books. They didn't call it construction. They didn't say they are building a building. They called it a payment to a lawyer because, you know, Cohen is a lawyer representing a lot of people over the years. I'm not the only one. And wasn't very good in a lot of ways in terms of his representation, but he represented a lot of people. But he puts in an invoice or whatever, a bill, and they pay, and they call it a legal expense. I got indicted for that. And then later, this was about a 9-minute event. Outside a few minutes later, the defendant went on. And when they are going to look at all of the lies that Cohen did in the last trial, he got caught lying in the last trial. So he got caught lying, pure lying. And when are they going to lock-eye that? That same night on a news program, the defendant called in and said the following in the course of about a 20-minute interview, and this is the second violation we are asking the court to consider. And the quote is, "But this judge said that I can't get away from the trial. You know, he's rushing the trial like crazy. Nobody has ever seen a thing go like this. That jury was picked so fast. 95% Democrats. The area is mostly all Democrats. You think of it as just a purely Democratic area. It's a very unfair situation, that I can tell you." That was not more than several hours before the hearing on Tuesday related to his previous violations. On Tuesday morning, the 23rd, the day of that hearing, before the hearing, the defendant gave an interview to a TV station that actually aired that night. And that interview included the following statement by the defendant. "Well, Michael Cohen is a convicted liar and he has no credibility whatsoever. He was a lawyer, and he relied on the lawyers, but Michael Cohen was a convicted liar. He was a lawyer for many people, not just me, and he got in trouble because of things outside of what he did for me. Largely, it was essentially all because of what he did in terms of the campaign. I don't think there was anything wrong with that, with the charges that they made, but what he did is, he did some pretty bad things, I guess, with banking or whatever, if that was a personal thing to him. David Pecker, I don't know exactly what he's going to be testifying against, but he will be testifying today. That's the defendant talking about witnesses in the case, including one on the stand. He's talking about jurors. He's doing what the order tells him not to do. And there is a decision pending right now on previous violations. This morning, Judge, the defendant had a press event on 49th Street and Park Avenue here in Manhattan. In that event, he was asked the following question. What have you thought of David Pecker's testimony so far? When was the last time you spoke to him? And the defendant said, he has been very nice. Dave has been very nice, a nice guy. In about 5 minutes or less, David Pecker is going to walk into this room to continue testifying. This is a message to Pecker. Be nice. It's a message to others. I have a platform, and I will talk about you. And I can say things like this, or things like what I said about Cohen. It's a message to everyone involved in this proceeding, including this court. We are asking your honor to sign this order. We are seeking to have the court find the defendant in criminal contempt and to impose appropriate sanctions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Conroy. Anything else?